Was I knocked out? Where am I? Okay. Is this our classroom? For real? I doubt it. Shinozaki! Hey, wake up! He's breathing at least. Shinozaki, come on, wake up! Kishinuma? Take a look around you. I can't believe myself, but here we are. No way. We're back? For real? Is this really our school? Really real. Check it out. Here's my desk. I don't know if you're necessarily out, but even then, you're not all out. There's still plenty of people stuck in there. So it's true. Yeah, we made it. We're home. We're home. Fuck yeah! Suck on that, world! I don't know if they're out, though. I never thought we'd live to see home again. I don't think we're out. Needle on the clock on the door is pointing towards 8 and there's not a soul in sight. What? Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yui or anyone else, huh? Yui even have some cans of cat food in here. Not sure it's the sort of thing we should have be storing in a classroom, though. And even the janitor is likely gone home. The lights are out and the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite against the quaint, quiet darkness of the school hallway. Standing around the darkened corridors of the school building at 8 in the evening just feels so surreal. As the thunder and rain grows in intensity, the windows begin to condensate with moisture, turning white in contrast to the corridor sea of black. Is this reality? Was everything up until now just a dream? Where am I right now? What am I doing? That's not good. Shinozaki? What's wrong? That's concerning. What? The hell is this? Not over, is it? Nope. Why isn't it over? Why? Damn it. It's you! No! Go back! Don't come any closer! It was a rainy evening after school, just like this. Just like this one. The day I was kidnapped. I remember I had a fight with my mom that morning. Why is she telling us this? Or Ayumi said that, but yeah. I have no idea! I didn't want to see her face. After school I decided that instead of going home, I'd park myself in the outdoor walkway for a little and watch the rain. That's when Miss Yoshikazu shows up. Mr. Yoshikazu showed up. He sat down next to me. I told him all about my fight with Mom, and he listened really closely and just kept saying, uh-huh, uh-huh. He was sick and couldn't speak much, but he's a very kind man. I really liked it. But then... You too. So sorry. She's so tiny, she must be... 5th grader? Yuki Kano, right? Thank you for what you did back there. For making the effort to help those of us who were killed in that school. Didn't we succeed, though? Why are you still here? You didn't. But we returned your tongues. We gave you back the ability to tell your story. We even got your murderer to repent for what he did. Is it just you can't forgive him no matter what? Teasing us isn't about forgiveness. It doesn't matter if we forgive or not. Repentance is between the criminal and the victim, the sole act capable of moving us. We exist as fragments of the sacred ground upon which Heavenly Host is sealed. I believe that moving us is your best course of action. But not enough. His repentance just wasn't enough. So you're saying his words, the words spoken to the doll, wasn't good enough to appease you? What a bitch. That's not... So what then? Why do you feel the need to trap one innocent stranger after another in this god-forsaken place? You child spirits are the ones who summoned us there, aren't you? That's not true. The hell do you mean by that? We're just the cogs that hold the closed spaces together. But you killed Suzumoto, didn't you? Wait! Huh? Let's hear her out. What was he gonna do anyway? Punch a ghost? I'm just glad I was able to get even the two of you back to safely. Oh, so they are back? Okay. Even then, we're still missing like a good... I know that 3 at least. 4 technically. The rest might be dead? I don't know. Why the hell are you suddenly so concerned about us? I heard about a situation like this from my sister once. A lost soul whose life was ended violently and abruptly, leaving her with a mountain of worries and regrets. It's kind of like stopping short at the edge of madness. All sorts of thoughts and feelings swirling around in your head. Your kindly nature and your sudden hatred towards panic begin spinning around and around, and you just start acting out without any sort of control. Your sister's some kind of medium or something? Yeah, something like that. What you're saying is this little girl and the creepy little girl we met before are two sides of the same coin? I feel for you, I really do, so please, bring the rest of them back. Mochida, Miss Shishido, and everyone else too. Bring them all back home. Come on, you can do it, right? I don't think that's possible anymore. Why not? Those closed spaces have eaten a lot of innocent souls. Far too many, in fact. Grudges of those who died there have filled every last corner of them. There's no room left. Because of the agony and pain had nowhere else to go, it's begun feeding on the minds of souls like us, who are bound there. It won't be long before I turn back into a vengeful spirit who attacks people like you without mercy. So we're going to lose you as an ally then? Why don't you just hurry up and bring them home right now? Isn't there any way for us to save Mochida and the others? There may be one way. What is it? I think you already know. You have to return to the closed spaces, find all 4 of us Heavenly Host serial kidnapping and murder victims, and put us all to rest. And the closed spaces won't have their cogs anymore, so they should begin to fade from existence. And you just might get your friends back. You expect us to go back? And this time, instead of just having one person left to appease, we have to go back to the drawing board and appease all 4 of you? Why couldn't you tell us the reason our previous efforts weren't good enough? What is there to hide? It's just something I don't want to remember, but if you really want to know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything that happened. Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand, and in an instant their two beings seemed to merge together into a single mind. What's going on? Nani? It hurts! It hurts! Ah! Huh?
どうなったの？
What happened to me?
気絶したはずなの。
Didn't I pass out? So why am I fully aware right now?
真っ暗だし。
I can't see a thing and I can't move.
なんか
It's like that feeling you get when you're really tired. Sleep paralysis, I think. Oh, is she gonna relive what happened to them? Where? Why can't I move? You're in a memory.
犯行現場で唯一生き残った赤いワンピース
Sakito Shinozaki, little girl in a red dress, and the only survivor of the horrific murders that occurred in Heavenly Host Elementary School.
幸子の家族は
Following the incidents, Sachiko's family fled the area, moving to another prefecture to escape the frightful memories that remain there. Strangely, however, I've been unable to locate any other records of the Shinozaki family. No matter where I look, the only information I can find about them comes from newspaper reports on the Heavenly Host murders. Granted, when an elementary school becomes the stage for a grisly incident such as this, perpetrated by none other than the principal's own son, it stands to reason that the scandal would serve as the primary focus for public interest, with all other details fading into the background. So, of course, after learning that Sachiko is safe, further news of her whereabouts were largely ignored in favor of the media circles surrounding the school. But there's more to it than that. People weren't just uninterested in learning of Sachiko's history or whereabouts. There's simply no data to be had. Can't move my body because of sleep paralysis, I guess. But I can clearly see the room I'm in now. One boy and two girls in here, aside from myself. I recognize them. They're the children who were killed in Heavenly Host during that incident, but they're still alive. Fortunately, they're all bound head and foot, and just sprawled out on the floor. So am I. That's the real reason I can't move. Someone, please save me! No, stop! No! Please, no! Yes, oh, my eye. Oh, I'm blindfolded. I can't see a thing of what's happening to me. Since my hands and feet are tied up, I can't remove the blindfold either. It just makes everything so much worse. Yeah, I'd imagine it would. I guess because I can't see, I began to listen more intently. And sobbing, helpless cries of the other children echo off the walls of the cramped room. I'm so scared it feels like my head's going to explode. What are you doing to me? Why am I blindfolded? Untie me, cut the ropes. I want to be able to use my hands and feet, please! Please! I kept begging and pleading, but all I heard in response was a man walking away from me. In order, okay? In order? Guess he killed one of them? Yeah, they totally cussed there. Never heard screaming like this before. Pure primal terror cutting through the air like a perfect sine wave. It's the boy at the end. Feels like he's screaming for an eternity. He's being killed right now. My god, what the hell is he doing to him? Honestly, this is going on long enough that I might just split this episode in two. No one deserves this. Why isn't God allowing him to fall unconscious so he doesn't have to suffer? It's been at least half an hour now. Those inhuman screams of a young boy being ripped apart from the inside have finally come to a halt. No! Without even a single moment of silence, the first of the girls in line is the next to scream for her life. The symphony goes on. God, I can't take any more of this. I'm losing my mind. Stop it, stop it, stop it! Is it still going on? Come on, just die already. Die already. God, what is wrong with me? You know what? I don't care. Just get it over with and leave me in peace. Finally, after hearing a sound like a heavy object being dropped, the noises stopped, and the room grew quiet again. Thump, thump, thump. Oops. Accidentally clicked off the game. Oh, okay. Those footsteps are getting closer. All my hair standing on end at this point. Everything below my stomach feels like it's been frozen. Like I've suddenly been stricken with severe diarrhea. In order. God, why am I relieved by the silence? It means it's my turn now. Ah! Someone's got me by the hair. They're pulling my head up by taking off my blindfold, which means I get to see the face of my killer. 4 missing children were found in a basement room at Heavenly Host Elementary School, officially sealed in the building's construction when authorities agreed with an inhumanly horrific sight. Based upon the evidence at hand, the murder weapon was determined to be a pair of large sewing scissors found in the hand of the accused. Investigators suspected some hesitation as the man part, as the deceased victim's wound did not indicate that his full strength had been used. Nonetheless, he had clearly acted with extreme malicious intent. The official cause of death of the 3 murdered children had been listed as loss of blood following removal of the tongue. The actual state of affairs was not quite so clinical, not even so pleasant, if you can believe it. Following details have been extrapolated from the information previously unreleased to the public, or at least previously unreported by the news outlets. These details of the crime are based on the official police testimony of Sachiko Shinozaki herself. Evidently, the victims were bound, blindfolded, and spaced out on the floor, then killed, one by one. One was repeatedly stabbed in the abdomen with the aforementioned pair of scissors, then had many of his internal organs forcefully dug out. His discarded innards were found partially buried beneath the earthen floor of the basement room. Another was stabbed in the head dozens upon dozens of times, to such an extent that all flesh and bone above her jawline was essentially minced away. So she was the one that was headless. And the first boy was, I think, the one that was in the infirmary. Then, of course, comes Yuki, the one that Ayumi is currently reverse possessing, I guess. She's in the memory of her. And then the fourth one is Shinozaki, who I think is Ayumi's mother. Guessing here, because they have the same last name. Same family name. And she survives. My blindfold removed. The sight that appeared before me was more horrific than anything I could possibly have imagined. Jesus, this is going on a while! So much damn reading. The person staring back at me and brandishing a blood-soaked pair of scissors wasn't the large man from earlier at all. It was one of the children. It was a little girl. Her face dyed red with the blood of her victims. She was staring intently at me with soulless gray eyes, and then just started giggling. Oh, so the murderer lived. She was opening and closing the blade and scissors over again. The sound kept echoing through the room. And she took those dull, rusty, thoroughly blood-soaked blades and slowly brought them closer and closer to my left eye. How? Why? Why is it you? And I'm guessing it's her mother still. Makes this so much better. Like how crazy it would be to find out that your mother was actually the murderer that caused you to be sent into this ghost realm. Her eyeball became soup-like in consistency. She was eventually just left like that, slowly bleeding to death in horrible agony. Strangely, it was only after these mutilations had already been inflicted that the killer went and severed the victims' tongues. Knowing the truth about these proceedings is shocking even to me. It makes it nearly impossible to accept the murderer as anything but a monster. And bearing witness to every moment of this was a 7-year-old girl named Sachiko. In many ways, she's the most pitiful and long-suffering of them all. It was through her tearful, frightened testimony that Yoshikazu Yanagihori was officially charged. Now, going back to the hunt for information on this unfortunate girl's whereabouts, it was her words that ultimately led to Yoshikazu's sentencing. Therefore, it comes as no real surprise that sensitive information pertaining to her and her family would be withheld. That's to be expected. What's not expected, however, is that it's not even the slightest trace of information left to find. It's as if it simply never existed. Therefore, I cannot help but consider alternate possible explanations. And I remind you, this is mere conjecture. I'm gonna stop reading for a moment, just point out. So, she moved her family back to that town, and her daughter, Ayumi, went to the school that her mother had performed those murders all those years ago. Honestly, this twist makes it makes the game so much more interesting for me. Like I liked the game, of course, for the first 3 chapters. Like a lot of the characters were over dramatic and you know, like all the crying and yelling and goddamn, they try and yell so much, but no one's all that like dislikable or anything, you know. Everyone seemed alright, I guess. But like this 4th chapter is really taking it to a much bigger step, honestly. And like I liked most of it even before I found out about this final part. Like I said, like I thought it was gonna end at the pool. Even with it ending at the pool, if we'd gotten none of this next bits, it still probably would have been my favorite chapter so far. So like finding out about this stuff is just like the icing on the cake, you know. This is a really interesting chapter. I need to take a drink real quick. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be splitting this episode up. Honestly, I know it'll be confusing whenever I mentioned earlier on in the first half, whenever it ends up being the first, before I cut it where we're at, and where it's like, hey, I think I'm gonna carry this episode on. Like, I didn't expect it to be this fucking long. If it had been 30-40 minutes, then yeah, sure. But this is going on 55 now. Who knows how much longer? Hopefully not too much longer, but my god, it's taking forever. But yeah, I'll split it up so it'll be 2 parts instead of this hour-long thing. God damn. So much damn reading. Okay. But one question keeps nagging at the back of my mind. Is Yoshikazu... Yes? I mean... we know, of course, that the girl was the murderer, but, like, they have no reason to suspect that he didn't do it. Is it possible the crime was not actually perpetrated by him at all? Think about it. In his final days, Yoshikazu was incapable of communicating with others through speech. Despite his childlike aversion, he'd always been a personable and friendly man. As the saying goes, he wouldn't have hurt a fly. All his relatives, friends, and neighbors confirmed as much, shocked to hear that such a kindly man could commit these unconscionable atrocities. He certainly had no motive for the crime, either. There was nothing for him to gain from it. Then again, he may simply have lost his mind. Look at his father. It was around the same time that Principal something, speaking in tongues and acting in a most peculiar way. Not to mention scribbling incomprehensible gibberish all over his walls, as if possessed. He seemed frightened of someone, and would often be found crouching in the corner of his office, moaning and thrashing when visitors came by. He could wind up in such a beleaguered state with no warning. Perhaps so too could his son. But why? As far as I know, there was no ghost stuff going on before this, so why would they be going crazy like that? I believe that we're getting a curse far more powerful than anything man could devise. From the time it opened its doors to the day it closed them forever. Heavenly Host Elementary School's sealed basement room has existed as some form of cursed ground. And to find the underlying cause, we must go back beyond the infamous kidnapping and murder incident. Oh, so there's something before. Back a whole 20 years. I believe I may have found a clue that could shed some light on the situation. Maybe a bit far-fetched as leads go, but it's a lead nonetheless. Regrettably, since Heavenly Host is not only closed down, but demolished altogether and another school built in its place, it's no longer possible to investigate the basement room directly. My protege has found what may be the next best thing. Something that could make the impossible possible once more. Preparations being made to pursue this lead even now. Sure not to miss the next installment. Maybe a scoop of a lifetime. Whew. Continued in Chapter 5. Oh man, that was... Oh man. That was quite the couple hours to digest. Whew. I mean, I was considering trying to record another game after this, but like, not anymore. I need to relax for a bit. Yeah, there's the cast. Hey cast, you guys do good. I wonder how Kizami's gonna be. How things are gonna take place in the final chapter, because you still have him on the loose. Whew. And we finished that chapter. So I will stop here. Definitely. I will see you all next time in Corpse Party for Chapter 5. Bye.